Start with the pantomime interactivity. That's gorgeous. I'm going to read from my new book called Decomposing Robert. It is about decay, primarily, and sort of takes the notion of Robert Browning and his poetry as something that I could worm my way into and corrode in the book. Takes the structure of the stages of decomposition in the human body and how that might be syntactically and emotionally enacted in poetry. So I'm gonna start at the end, as it's all very cyclical. Sweet collapse. We shall fall and rise. Well, I'll start at the end and then come back to the beginning, and hopefully not take too long. And how we fade. I wonder, do you, ear to ground, drums a fly, earth, spells, with eyes, the cast, a tunnel of windows, trees to right, the harp, Saul, scarce risen 3 fingers, sings from a well, the wild end its tube, blows out in clear blood. The children, the square, a fountain, it sings such horses, and the lady, not all that she wears of ash. Hear the ill to see, points like death's lit flies. When they mix, the ill talk of late August, in shrill bees, round the seasons, the months of fever, a white rose tree, my very own toad. Decay. Speak, blue toes, to who has the tongue. You make me laugh, lie, Gothic hoax idealist, believing so in rot. But really, what do you know? What have you seen? Your friend kept a dead bird in a jar until its soft breast seemed to liquefy. You've seen the skin-cracked heel of grandfather's saw, seen living let the dying in, yet you still the ghoul, obtuse and indulgent, knowingly unknowing to follow, hypothetically, in words what decay might mean. Like none of this matters but is. Neither you nor me, but our communion here, unlikely likened to the rafters holding earth with buried bones to mix us in writing. As disingenuous cement, not tome nor tomb, but room enough for us. No thought without decay of thought, no declaration or gesture separate from its own decay, including this, leached to sign in vain its own logic to the rotten foothills of a larger undoing, more creative, alive and playful than any embodiment of living. A living consumption of what was living, made again alive and producing propionic acid, lactic acid, methane, hydrogen sulfide and ammonia, or in the undressing of bone from striated red gloves stuck to peel skin shirked by the black onion fly, duff millipede, sexton, larder, clown and comb-clawed beetle, the ironclad stink, earth-boring freeloader, yellow jacket, earwig, small hyphen vinegar, not just the maggots, but looking up at a tilted mirror to discover your hair is thinning. Balding, as a decay of ties to youth you think, and not without misery, decay of today's mood from its surface buoyancy into a seething back and forth in facing bodily change, actual recognizable in the moment difference. It decays the image you have of yourself from this to aging that, decay of subject into object, from indifference into panicked scalp and failing thatch, a figure of speech into a figured in speech whereby I'm dying for a change becomes the precariously alive dying in change, struck without being able to stop by what is striking you second to second and against which there is no strike to take but only realization and maybe hats. That decay was always how anything came into being, imminent as its own taking away, but still and unstill making. Thank you.